All right, so you're ready to start your journey into the skies. Well, before you even touch the controls, you've got a huge decision to make right here on the ground. Picking the right flight instructor. And let me tell you, this isn't just step one, it's everything. It's the very foundation of your entire aviation career.
And believe me, the stakes here are so high. I mean, you look at the numbers and a shocking amount of student pilots just drop out. They never finish. And a huge reason why? A mismatch with their instructor. You know, a total breakdown in communication, clashing personalities, or just not feeling supported. It's a decision that can literally ground your dreams before they even take off.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How do you find that one person, that perfect co-pilot, who's not just going to teach you the ropes, but will actually see you through to the finish line? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into right now. Okay, so first things first. We have to understand that this relationship, it's about so much more than just learning how to fly a plane. This person shapes your confidence, your skills, and really, your whole attitude towards flying.
Master CFI Julie Boatman puts it perfectly. She says a good match will propel you forward, while a bad one can derail your training completely. Think about those words, propel versus derail. That's the kind of impact we're talking about here. It really is a make-or-break situation.
You see, a great instructor, they wear a whole bunch of hats. They're not just there to show you how to do a steep turn. They're your guide through this incredibly complex world. They're your motivator when you feel stuck on a plateau. And maybe most importantly, they're a mentor who creates a space where it feels safe to mess up and actually rewarding to learn from those mistakes.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty, the investigation phase. You're basically a detective here, but you're not just looking for a pilot who can fly. You're looking for a great teacher. So what are the clues? What's the DNA of a fantastic instructor you should be searching for?
Okay, the search always starts with the basics, the credentials. Of course, an FAA-certified flight instructor, a CFI, that's the absolute minimum. But you want to look a little deeper. Do they have advanced ratings, like a CFII for instrument training or an MEI for multi-engine planes? That shows more experience. Things like an FAA Gold Seal designation? That's a huge plus. It means they have a proven track record of success. And if they're a member of a professional group like SAFE or NAFI, that tells you they're serious about the craft of teaching itself.
But, and this is a huge but, as Master CFI Russell still points out, those credentials are just the starting line. It is so important not to judge a book by its cover, or in this case, a pilot by their logbook hours. Seriously, the best pilot in the world could be a terrible teacher. And on the flip side, a brand new CFI might be an absolutely phenomenal one. What really matters is how well they can communicate and connect with you.
So what does that incredible teaching ability actually look like when you're in the plane with them? Well, it means they can explain really complex stuff without a bunch of confusing jargon. They match their pacing to your confidence level, not the other way around. You should feel like you can ask them anything no matter how dumb you think it sounds. And probably the most important thing, their feedback is always constructive. It's meant to build you up, not tear you down. That right there is the sign of a truly great communicator.
And you know, beyond all the technical stuff, sometimes it just comes down to plain old chemistry. Master CFI Steve Tupper really hits the nail on the head here. You've got to think about your own personality and what your goals are. Are you a super chill teenager just looking to have fun? Or are you a type A professional on a mission to get to the airlines? The right instructor is someone who just clicks with who you are and what you're trying to do.
And finally, there's this one thing you can't really find on a resume, but you'll know it when you see it: passion. You want an instructor who is genuinely excited about flying, about teaching, and about your progress. That kind of positive energy is absolutely contagious. It's what turns a really tough lesson into an exciting challenge you can't wait to tackle.
Okay, so you've done your homework. You know what to look for on paper and what to ask in an interview. But how do you really put it to the test? Well, it's time for what I call the audition flight. This is where the theory gets real.
So here's your game plan, step by step. Number 1, interview more than one instructor. Please don't just go with the first person who has an opening. Number 2, and this is great advice from aviation author Greg Brown, skip that short little 20-minute intro flight. Invest in a full 1-hour lesson. That's how you get a real feel for their teaching style. And then, number 3, after it's over, take some time to really think about it. And this right here, this is the ultimate litmus test. After that lesson is over, I want you to ask yourself this one simple but incredibly powerful question. Did I leave clearer, more confident, and more curious? If you can't give a resounding yes to all 3 of those, they're probably not the right instructor for you.
All right, now it's really easy to put all the pressure on finding the perfect instructor, right? But that's only half the story. Success in flight training is absolutely a two-way street. So let's flip this around and talk about your role in this partnership.
I want you to think of it like this. A great instructor, yeah, they guide and motivate you. But a great student is an active partner in this dance. That means you show up prepared for your lessons. You've actually read the chapter. It means you're asking good questions, and you're being open and honest when you're struggling with something. Real, solid progress only happens when you take ownership of your part of the deal.
This quote from airline pilot Todd Davis says it all. Egos have absolutely no place in the cockpit. I mean, learning to fly is a humbling experience for everybody involved. You and your instructor have to work as a team, totally focused on the one goal of making you a safe and competent pilot. That kind of mutual respect, it's completely non-negotiable.
Okay, so you've done your research. You've taken that audition flight. You understand that it's a partnership. Now it's time to put all the pieces together and make that final call.
And I love this piece of advice from the legendary instructor Rod Machado. He says, remember, you're the consumer, so act like one. This is so powerful. Flight training is a huge investment, not just of money, but of your time and your energy. You're the client here. You're in the driver's seat, or, well, the pilot seat. You have every right to choose what's best for you.
So when it comes down to it, the right instructor isn't just a teacher. They're a partner. They're someone who gets your learning style, who clicks with your personality, and who is genuinely invested in helping you achieve your specific aviation goals, whatever they may be. So, my advice is this: choose deliberately. Take your time. Don't just settle for good enough or whoever has an opening on their schedule. I promise you, finding the right person will make this entire journey, which is one of the most rewarding things you will ever do, so much better.
And that leaves us with one final thought. You are about to start an incredible adventure. And this is your very first command decision. So, who are you going to choose? Who's going to get the honor of being your co-pilot for this first and most important leg of your aviation journey?